I want to talk about the electronics repair business, how owners are stressing out, too much pressure, not enough time, nasty customers, not able to fix devices. Maybe you receive a device that's been to 3 other repair shops before. When it arrives to you, you open it and you can no longer fix it because the damage that's on the board caused by 3 other shops who worked on it brought that device to a point where you can no longer fix it. Or maybe if you are in the business of fixing Apple devices, especially newer Apple devices, you are working on a 2022, 2023 MacBook, you discovered that you have an issue with that chip. What is that chip? Apple does not provide that chip. They do not sell you that chip. Or maybe Apple has some special coding on that chip where you cannot tell what that chip is. Even if you have a donor board and you can get that chip off the donor board, maybe that chip is serialized and you cannot use it to fix the customer's board. If you are in the business of fixing Apple devices, that may be bad news because that lowers your income and success rate. It was recently brought to my attention that TCRS Circuit, a YouTuber who started the business a few years back fixing Apple devices, just released a video that he's closing out because he cannot handle the pressure, he cannot handle the stress, a lot of nasty customers. He works for businesses also where a business would call him, "Where's my device? Why haven't you fixed my device?" They use foul language and all that stuff. He reached a melting point where he said, "You know what? I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm getting out. I have a life to live. I don't want to be stressed out all the time. I'm not making money. I'm working on repairs for free, not able to fix a device," so on and so forth. He released a video. I did watch that video. A lot of viewers sent us an email and wrote comments. What do you think about TCRS Circuit closing? I don't want TCRS to be the main focus of this video, but I brought them to attention because of what I want to say. Now, when I started the business back in 2014, we had a lot of repair shops next to us. And those repair shops were closing one by one. And at some point, I was worried. You know, those shops started before us. Why are they closing out? But I learned to take in the positives and to let go of the negatives. If something is going to affect me in a negative way, I go down so it passes over me. I do not let it affect me in any way, shape, or form. Patience, persistency, and keep learning. That was my thing since I started the business. I want to keep learning. I want to be patient. I want to be persistent. If something is not working out for me, maybe I need to change. Maybe I need to do it in a different way. Maybe I need to enter a different route. I cannot keep going on one road if I do not see light at the end of the tunnel. I always mention light at the end of the tunnel. A lot of people also ask, what do you think about TronicsFix? What do you think about electronics repair school? What do you think about Rossmann? What do you think about this? I'm not going to talk about every single YouTuber, what I think about them. Maybe I can brush on a few. But I want to talk about the business aspect of things. TCRS, I remember he left us a comment on our YouTube channel a long time ago. Actually, every YouTuber you can think of left us comments at some point in time. If I search TCRS, okay, he left us a comment 7 years ago. And he said, "Nice video. I'm in Lancaster, California and do board repairs as well." That was 7 years ago. At some point, the owner was excited about starting a business. And when he started the business, he came out as someone who watched Rossmann for the longest time, and it was like a copy of Rossmann. I know he does not like to hear this, but that was my first impression. You know, the way he talks or the way he's trying to talk or the way, for example, at that point in time, Rossmann had a lot of business fixing MacBooks. I do not know when the last time he posted a repair video, but I do not want to get into this. Rossmann at that time had a lot of business fixing MacBooks. So if Rossmann comes out in a video and he bashes a customer, he talks bad about a customer, he goes like, "I do not want to work for that customer, I do not want to fix for that customer," he's allowed to do that. You know why? Because he has a lot of business. TCRS, the owner who started the channel, he came out as a person who's trying to imitate Rossmann. Nothing wrong with that if you want to get your inspiration from that specific YouTuber, by all means. but try to be yourself and not a copy. Be original and not a copy. It may bother him when somebody tells him you're trying to be a copy, but it doesn't matter. If that person succeeded at what he's doing, then by all means, you want to be a copy as long as you are doing good. People like unique. They do not like copies. We are all born in a unique way. I present things different than how you may present things. Some people may not like me. Some people may see me as aggressive, rough on the edges. Who does this guy think he is? And all that stuff. And others may like it because maybe I'm straight to the point. I speak it like the way it is. So not everybody is going to like you. You cannot please everyone. You have to understand, in life, you're not going to be able to please everyone. If you wear nice clothes, people, they may say, oh, he's showing off. If you wear crappy clothes, then, oh, he's broke. If you are rich, oh, that person must be selling drugs. Where did he get that money from? If you are poor, oh, he's too lazy to work. If you are successful, people will talk about you. They will find ways to talk about you. How did he make his money? That guy is a thief. And if you're not successful, oh, it's his fault. It's his mistake. If you work too hard, oh, slow down. You need to take a break. And if you slow down, oh, you'll drown. People hear what they like and they twist what they heard. People always pick and choose, and no matter what, you will lose. So seeking the approval of humans is not possible. It doesn't exist. You're even not honest with yourself. If you have black hair, you want to make it blonde. You have black eyes, you want to put blue lenses. You have blue eyes, you want to go black. You're tall, oh, I wish I was not that tall. I look weird between people, my knees hurt. If you are short, oh, I wish I was tall. You have kids, oh, kids are headaches. You don't have kids, you cannot get kids, oh, I wish I had a kid. If you are rich, you cannot sleep, you do not have the peace of mind. Whatever. If you are poor, oh, I wish I was rich. If you have straight hair, you make it curly. You have curly hair, you make it straight. And the list goes on and on and on and on. So not only that you're not able to please everyone, but you're not even able to please yourself. So Tim from TCRS started the channel 7 years ago. How many followers does he have now? How many followers did he gain the past 7 years? I know Tim was on Louis Rossmann's channel for many times, on iPad rehabs. He had a lot of exposure. With an exposure like that, if your numbers are not going up, you are doing something wrong. You are most definitely doing something wrong, and you need to change what you are doing wrong. Otherwise, it's not going to work for you. I watched few of TCRS's videos, and the last video that he posted that he's closing out the business, and every time he's like, I don't care. You don't want to do business with me? It's fine, go. You're not happy with my services? Fine. Then go fix somewhere else, and stuff like that. I mentioned that Louis Rossmann is able to do that because he had business, but you cannot do that. If you want to show customers and businesses that want to work with you that you do not care, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care, and you do not have business, that's bad business to begin with. TCRS has 12,800 followers. 7 years. He had the channel for 7 years. How many videos? I do not know how many videos. 368 videos. I mean, if you have 1 subscriber a day, how much will that add up to? 7 years. That's 2,500 subscribers. So you had like 5 subscribers a day. 7 years, 12,000 followers. You should know that you are doing something wrong. Whether it's in the way you are presenting yourself, maybe you need to change the way you present yourself, or maybe your videos are too long, people are not watching until the end, or maybe complaining more and doing less. I don't know. I wish everyone the best. I honestly, truly wish every business the best. Every time I walk by any business, I pray for that business. I hope he's doing good. I hope he gets customers. I hope this, I hope that, and I pray that he does good. There's nothing worse than having a business where you do not have customers. It brings down the owner of that business. But the owner should learn how to change. The owner should learn, if this is not working for me, I need to change. somebody tells you, oh, I don't like the way you present yourself, maybe you should think about it. Maybe you should think about the way, maybe change the way that you present yourself. Somebody tells you, oh, I don't like the way you do this, I don't like the way you do that. Take it into consideration. Do not have a closed mind. Have an open mind where you are open to a change. Now, if you are successful and somebody is trying to be a scientist, a smart person, oh, you know what, I don't like the way you did this, you should have soldered it like this. Shut up, okay? I have 500,000 followers. I have 1,300 videos. I don't need a person like you to come and tell me what to do. You can take it as a constructive criticism, but you have smart people out there where they want to tell you what to do, who want to give you comments on how to solder when you've been doing it your whole life and running a multi-million-dollar business. Those you do not care about. When you reach that success level, you do not care much about criticism. You do not care much about comments, even though I read comments and I go by comments. The last video I posted, somebody wrote, oh, that short circuit must be coming from a capacitor next to the NAND chip. I took his comment, I went and I found out that it's true what the guy said. I do not know everything, okay? We learn as we go on. But somebody to come and tell you, oh, you're doing it wrong. You're soldering that chip wrong. It should have been done like that. Why don't you go to sleep? Okay, go start your own channel and do your own thing. Those comments you can ignore. But that's only when you reach that success level. When you are not successful, you do not have many followers, you do not have enough business, and somebody leaves a comment on how to improve, take that comment. Listen to it. If you feel like that comment doesn't apply to you, you can ignore it, but you have to learn as you go on. 12,000 followers in 7 years, that's a total failing channel. And Tim is not the only one. I really hope that he ventures into something that he likes, but there's nothing in life that you're gonna be satisfied with 100%. You're gonna have ups and downs. You're gonna have stress. You're gonna have to learn how to deal with that stress, how to overcome that stress, how to change, how to have a positive mentality. When I started the YouTube channel, even relatives, oh, you're starting a YouTube channel, isn't that difficult? You have to go out and talk. You cannot make mistakes. What is YouTube gonna bring you? And you know, they try to put you down. Nobody likes to see you successful. When you are poor, they may feel sorry for you. Oh, I really wish that person the best. He really needs it. He's poor. When they see that you are climbing up that ladder, you bought a car, you bought a house. Oh, that person bought a car and house. He was poor yesterday. What happened? And then they start to be jealous. They start to talk about you. What is he doing? How did he get that money? And you never win. You never win. Nobody wishes success on you except maybe your parents. Very close people to you. Some people are not close with their parents. I don't want to get into that, but usually your parents want the best for you. I have kids. I would take the food out of my mouth and feed it to my kids. When they are successful, I'm happy. I'm really happy. I mean, TCRS is not the only one. You have a person like, I said I will brush on few YouTubers. You have a person like Paul Daniels. When Paul Daniels, who's been featured on Louis Rossmann's channel countless number of times, when he was at 20,000 followers, I was at 2,000 followers. And I used to look at those YouTubers. Oh, that person has 16,000 followers. That person has 30,000 followers. iPad Rehab at that time had 120,000 followers. I had 2,000 followers. Okay? If you look at Paul Daniels right now, I'm not talking about skills. I'm not talking about his ability to fix anything. I'm just talking about numbers. Numbers that I see. Okay? Paul Daniels right now has 41,000 followers. When I was in my mother's womb, Paul Daniels had 20,000 followers. I was at 2,000 and he had 20. NorthridgeFix has 440,000 followers and he is at 41,000 followers. How many videos does Paul Daniels have? This video is not about me showing off. Oh, look at me, I'm better. No, I'm just talking about what I see wrong with businesses closing or with YouTubers not able to bump up those numbers. As a person who fixes electronics, when I click on Paul Daniels' videos and I watch, How do I feel? That's what I'm talking about. How many videos does Paul Daniels have on his channel? 410 videos. That's an example of working hard and not smart. I watched few of Paul Daniels' videos. The guy may know how to fix MacBooks, but the way you present how you fix those electronics, it doesn't click with me, okay? It does not. Like you go, like in college, okay? University, you are in a class. You have a professor who teaches physics, right? All professors in a university, they are PhDs. They have the same knowledge. They all have knowledge. But one professor, he knows how to present that example, that solution, in a way where you understand, you grasp how that problem is solved. And another professor, he's too technical. All he's talking about is equations, formulas, this, and this. You look at the board and you cannot focus anymore. You just want to go home, open the book, and read the chapter all over again. So you have a professor that's able to get the message to you, and another one who cannot get the message to you properly. That's the way I see Paul Daniels. Electronics Repair School. I just want to brush on maybe a few names. I'm not going to talk about all the names. What do I feel when I watch his videos? He has knowledge, okay? The person may have all the knowledge. It takes me about 15 minutes watching his video to get to the point. 15 minutes. He has to open the laptop. Every screw he opens, he has to talk for 5 minutes. He opens the lid, another 10 minutes. So by the time he opens up the laptop, take out the motherboard, it's already 20 minutes. He's too slow for me. TronicsFix, he has followers. He has the views. People like him. But what I do not like is the unnatural part of the presentation. Today, let's take a look at this Xbox. But before we start, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, iFixit. I don't know how to do that, man. I don't know how to do that. I feel like I just want to talk the way I talk. I just want to present myself the way I know how. Like I said, I may be aggressive. I may be rough on the edges. People may not like the way I present myself. People may find me too rough. I don't know, but that's me. That's the way I am in real life, and that's how I present myself on YouTube. I do not want to change. We are all different in our own ways. Louis Rossmann, we've had our differences in the past. I spoke about iPad Rehab in the past. She was selling masks during COVID, and I was pissed off that, she's in the iPhone repair business. Now all of a sudden, she's selling masks. She's taking advantage of the pandemic. And then I had how many subscribers back then? Like 4,000 followers back then. I was not like today. And my followers went over to her channel and they started to write negative comments, and they flooded her video selling masks with negative comments. She went to Louis Rossmann to get help, and Louis Rossmann, he called me a piece of shit back then. And then I actually gained a lot more followers because he called me a piece of shit. And then later on, things got better, and he started leaving comments on our videos, so on and so forth. One thing I do not like about his videos is the foul language. And he uses a lot of foul language. Okay, that's the way he is. And people can tell you he's a product of New York City. I was born in New York City. I went to Lebanon, Middle East, at the age of 5. I came back at the age of 16. I did high school in New York City. I went to Polytechnic University in Brooklyn, in New York. And I'm a product of New York City also. But you do not have to use foul language to make a point. People may find that stupid. Oh, what if he uses foul language? Use it. There's nothing going on between me and Louis Rossmann as far as being enemies. No, it's all good. We're all good. People used to ask, do you have beef with Louis Rossmann? I do not have beef. He had beef with me when I spoke against iPad Rehab because she's his friend. And speaking about iPad Rehab, I was at 20,000 followers when iPad Rehab was at 150,000 followers. Let me look. I do not know when was the last time I looked at iPad Rehab's YouTube, because I think the channel is dead. iPad Rehab's channel is 0, dead. 179,000 followers. And that was since when? Since like 5 years ago, she was at 150,000 followers. She's not posting. So 179,000 followers. She was at 150,000 followers when I was at 20,000 followers. Does she know what she's doing? She does a lot of the iPhone repairs. She's good at what she does. But I'm trying not to say anything bad about any YouTuber, just my opinion on presentation and numbers. Nothing about skills, nothing like that. And I used to watch that Egyptian guy who was very good at fixing iPhones. And he used to always tackle problems like 4G problems. If you have an issue with your 3G, with your 4G, with Wi-Fi, how he tackles and repairs that phone. And one time he got a phone that does not power on. He got a donor motherboard and he transferred every chip from this iPhone over to that donor board, every chip, which is not considered a practical or economical repair. And I swear to God, when I saw that video, I said that channel is done. That channel is gonna die from now on, because there's nothing that he can do on his channel that's gonna show any improvements. Nothing. Anytime you get a phone that does not power on, just get a donor board and do the same like you did with the other phone. Transfer all the chips, and it's the same process again. You get a phone that does not power on, why troubleshoot? Just remove all the chips, get a donor board, transfer the chips, and you're done. And since that time, his channel died, and he no longer posts. I swear, when I saw that video, I said the channel is over. The channel is done. There's nothing more that he can do on that channel. He transferred the CPU, he transferred all the chips that are serialized and married to the CPU onto the donor board. You do not do that when you are in business, unless you want to waste time, unless you want to close your business, unless you do not want to make money, unless you want to frustrate yourself, because you're going to spend all that time. And if you have one solder ball that's not even with the rest of the solder balls on that CPU, you're going to have to do that job all over again and waste more time. Who does CPU related work unless you are doing it as a hobby, unless you are doing it as a challenge? But when you are in business, you want to work smart and you do not want to work hard. Most of the YouTubers I mentioned, whether it's Paul Daniels or TCRS, they are working hard and not smart. And you can tell that by the numbers. Are they good at what they do? Most likely they are very good at what they do. I'm not talking about skills. I'm talking about business, the business aspect of things, time management, what to take in, what not to take in. I always talk about bench fees since day one. When I started the business in 2014, I did not charge any bench fees. I know Louis Rossmann at some point, he was tired of people sending him devices where those devices were tampered with before. They were sent to some other shops before. Those shops, they tampered with that MacBook, and then it arrived to Louis Rossmann's shop to get fixed. He opens up the MacBook, and what the hell is going on? Look at all that flux. Look at this missing component. Look at that damage. Look at what the other shop did. And then at one point he said, you know what? Anytime we get a laptop like this, I'm going to charge the customer, what was it, like $100 return shipping. So he did not think about the bench fee, but he thought about charging the customer $100 for return shipping, even though that's going to piss the customer a lot more than charging that customer for a bench fee. I do not know what he was thinking. We started the business in 2014. I did not charge any bench fees. 2014 to 2018, I did not have a YouTube channel. I was dealing with locals. Not a lot of business. Not a lot of devices that needs to get fixed. I used to spend a lot of time working on one specific device. I'm not able to fix this device. Let me put it on the side and work on this one, and maybe I'll get back to this one when I have time. And then what that ended up doing to me is I got a lot of angry customers. What's going on with my device? I gave it to you a week ago. I gave it to you 2 weeks ago. And then I have to explain, oh, I'm not able to figure out the problem. Just give me more time. I'm going to figure it out. I do not want to lose that device. I do not want to lose that repair because I'm still starting out. I want to fix it so I can get paid. I started the YouTube channel in 2018. The channel boomed in 2019 or 2020 at the time of COVID or a bit before COVID. We started the e-commerce business and all that stuff. And now we started to get a lot of mailings. And then some of the mailings that we would get in, the motherboard looks like a donor board. It's been to some other shop, or maybe the customer himself, he opened it up, he tampered with the motherboard, he damaged the motherboard, and now the customer is sending us junk to work on. It wastes our time to open up the laptop, to take out the motherboard, to inspect the motherboard under the microscope, have to deal with all the bad stuff that was done on the board, all the broken components that were damaged because that person who worked on it had no knowledge, and then we had to reassemble that laptop. It's a process. It's a lot of wasting time. And then I immediately put an end to this. I immediately put a stop to this. I did not overlook that problem. No, you know what? From now on, we're going to charge a bench fee. And the bench fee at that time was lower. Okay? If you send in a device, it turns out to be a no fix, you still have to pay a bench fee. You know why? Because we are disassembling the device. We are working on the motherboard. We are reassembling the device. We are entering the device in our system. We are communicating with the customer. We are packaging and shipping that device back to the customer. All that stuff takes time. And the bench fee that we were charging, the bench fee that we still charge right now, is a minimal fee compared to the amount of time and work that it takes to handle that device from start to finish. So every customer that comes in, I'm always 100% upfront with that customer. Now, TCRS, Tim from TCRS, he mentioned angry customers. We all have angry customers. If we have 1, 2, 3, 5 angry customers out of 100, we are doing good. That's 3%. Okay, you can never please everyone. Never. Even if you do a perfect job, that person is still gonna find something to complain about. I came to your shop. You're supposed to open at 12, but you open at 12:05. Sue me. Maybe you'll win in court. So when I discovered I had a problem with wasting time, I incorporated bench fee. I always talk about a bench fee. Why a business must charge a bench fee. If we do not charge a bench fee, we're gonna get a lot of junk in the shop here. If I receive this device to fix, I open it, and that device has been tampered with before, it's junk, we're still gonna charge a bench fee because we took the time to open it, we took the time to look at the motherboard, we took the time to enter it in the system, we took the time to communicate with the customer, we took the time to package and ship back that device. It's all a process. So I always mention a bench fee. When a customer comes into our shop, I'll tell you what I tell the customer. Every single customer, if you are local, you can leave a comment if I told you this or not. I deal with customers when they come in. When a customer comes into our shop, I make sure that I am 100% upfront with that customer. There's a 50% chance that we may be able to fix your device. If your device turns on right now, maybe it gets worse after we work on it. Something may happen. Anytime you are working on a microscopic level, anything can happen. You go to a hospital to do a surgery, they make you sign 1,000 papers to protect their interest. Maybe something goes wrong. Anything can happen. High blood pressure, something goes on, infection, it causes death. They're not responsible because they made you sign. Anytime you are working on a microscopic level, anything can happen. Even if that device is worse than when you brought it in, that's part of the risk that you have to take. I tell the customer it's a 50-50 chance. There's no guarantee that we can fix that device. There's a $95 bench fee. It depends on the device. Bench fee can differ between one device and another. Some devices are really hard to work with, to disassemble, to do the work on. Other devices are easy, or maybe if a customer brought in the motherboard, they already disassembled that device and they brought in the motherboard. There's still a bench fee, but it's not gonna be as high as other bench fees. So I tell the customer there's still a bench fee, even if that device turned out to be a no fix. And there's a 50% chance that that device may be a no fix. You're gonna lose the $95 if that device ends up being a no fix. I tell it to the customer like it is. I give him every scenario and every possibility. There's not even a single customer that said, you know what, no, I don't want it. There's a bench fee, I don't wanna give you my device. There's a risk, I don't wanna give, not a single customer. Sometimes when a customer stands on the front desk. I tell him the rules, and he wonders and thinks. I tell him, take that device, go home, have a cup of tea, relax, think about it. When you're ready, you can come back. I don't want the customer to have all the thinking in front of me. Okay? Take it, sit home, relax, at your own time. When you're ready, come back. But the reason I'm able to tell this to the customer is because we have 1,200 devices in the shop here. I do not tell the customer to go have a cup of tea if I'm just starting out business. Oh, I don't care. You give me your business, you don't give me your business, I don't care. Of course I care. I still care up till now. But the way I see things now, I have worked with so many customers. I have dealt with a lot of customers. You kind of build a pattern. Okay, if that customer is going to be a headache, if that customer is going to be a problem, if that customer is going to be nasty, if that customer is taking 5 minutes to think about it now, maybe you fix that device to that customer. After 6 months, you have an issue not related to what you fixed, he's going to come back to you. Oh, I did not have that issue before. But it's been 6 months. Yeah, but I did not have that issue before. Okay? I protect myself. Upfront with the customer about everything. Once you are upfront with the customer, you're not going to have any issues. If you log into our website, NorthridgeFix.com, and you go to mailing. Okay, log into NorthridgeFix.com and click on mailing. We have it in bold and red. Okay, our current time for repairs, for service, is 4 to 8 weeks. Why is it 4 to 8 weeks? Because we have a lot of devices to work on. I do not want the customer to be calling me every day. What's going on? Are you done with the repair? Did you fix it? I don't want this. 4 to 8 weeks. If you want it in a hurry, expedited service is 1 to 9 days, and it's $95 more. If that person is paying $95 more because he really wants that device quick, he's traveling, or whatever the case may be, then yeah, we give him priority, and we fix his device within 1 to 9 days. Otherwise, do not call us. 4 to 8 weeks, do not email, do not call. Because that's the time that it will take to fix your device. And trust me, when we are done fixing your device, we're going to contact you because we want to get paid for that repair. It's not to our advantage to keep your device in the shop here and not get paid for it. So as soon as we are done with your device, we're going to contact you and we're going to tell you to pay your invoice so we can mail back that device. So we got rid of people trying to communicate with us every day asking about that repair. We have it on our site, bold, big, red. You cannot miss it. So what I'm trying to say is, maybe I'm drifting away from the topic. I want to stick to the topic. Okay? We do charge a bench fee. We do protect our interests. We do lay out the terms, and we do an excellent job for that customer. When I work on a device for any customer, I honestly give it my 100% within the practicality of that repair. If something is not practical, I do not work on it. If something is going to waste a lot of my time without seeing light at the end of the tunnel, I do not work on it. If somebody else want to spend the time, he want to spend 3, 4, 5 days working on that device, by all means, you can do it. But this is a business. You have to think smart in this business. The only reason TCRS is not able to continue is because he did not take all those measures. Bench fee, being upfront with the customer. If he was upfront with the customer about how long it will take to fix that device, then he would not have angry customers call in and ask him what's going on with the repair, why did you take long? If he had a bench fee, then TCRS or Tim, the owner, would still make money even if he did not fix that device. The money is minimal compared to the time spent working on that device, but at least that repair did not go for free. He made, let's say he spent an hour, let's say he spent 2 hours, 3 hours, okay? It's all right. You got paid like a McDonald's worker, but that's okay. It was not for free, okay? Maybe you gained more experience by working on that board. There's no such thing as failing, but learning. You learn. You do not fail. You learn. I was not able to fix that board. I did not fail, but I learned. In the process, I learned what that component is. In the process, I learned how to measure for fault on that board. I have not worked with that board before. You trip and fall. You did not fail, but you learned. Next time I need to watch my step. Next time I need to hold that rail, so on and so forth. So there's no such thing as failing, but you learn. You had a bad marriage, you got divorced, you did not fail, but you learned. Next time you would handle things differently. You would look for a different woman, different man, whatever the case may be. Okay, so life is all about learning and not failing. You either succeed or you learn. So TCRS, maybe he was not upfront with the customer. He did not charge a bench fee. He did not charge an expedited fee. If that customer really wanted his device to be fixed quick, then he has to pay. Okay, we got that person that came in with a Ferrari boat, a $10 million boat. And he came in, I want to fix this device. I told him we have 4 to 8 weeks wait time. I want expedited. Expedited is 1 to 9 days. No, I want super expedited. I want it now, in an hour. Okay, so it went from charging $100 for expedited to charging $600. The guy wanted that board done today. Okay, I left everything that I was doing and just worked on that specific board. I have a video on it if you want to watch it on YouTube. So part of it is not being upfront. I do not know how he deals with customers. I do not want to put words in his mouth, but that's the way I see it. When you are not upfront with customers, you're going to have issues later. So when I tell the customer there are risks working on that device, the customer brought in that device working, he came to pick up and that device is not working, it's part of the risks. It doesn't usually happen, but it happened. Okay? I was upfront with the customer, he agreed, and we took it in. I told that customer, you're going to lose the bench fee if we're not able to fix that device. Customer agreed. We're not able to fix that device for whatever reason. Okay? That bench fee is lost. We did spend the time. We took every measure trying to fix that device. Everything from Big Boss disassembling the device to me working on the motherboard to Big Boss reassembling that device, communication with the customer, and all that stuff. That fee is lost, but the customer is not angry. The customer is happy actually that we attempted to work on his device, even though it was a no fix. We were upfront with him. He appreciated that we were upfront with him. And he exited the shop with us being friends. And not with him cursing at us, using foul language. I'm never coming here again. No. When I look back at my old videos, at the very first video that I did, I tell my wife, maybe I should delete the first 200 videos. And she's like, no, do not delete anything. That's how you started. People need to see how you started, how you were like, and how you are like right now. We all learn as we go on. Well, not everybody learns as they go on. Some people, they just stick to what they are. Some people do not like to improve. Some people just like to stay the way they are. As long as they make ends meet, they're happy. Okay? If that's the way you want to do it, it's up to you. But sky's the limit. In this world, sky's the limit, but you have to balance between your life, between your family, between work. Everything is a balance. Back in 2020, my life was not balanced. I was working a lot more than I would spend time with my family. But at that time, I was pushing the ball up the roller coaster. Pushing up. I almost gave up. Okay, it's hard. It's too heavy. No, keep pushing. Once that ball reached the top of the roller coaster, then it's going fast. Everything is on autopilot, but I still put the work. If I stop for a few days, business is going to go down. I'm the one who fixes. I'm the face of the YouTube channel. I'm the one who deals with vendors, ordering products, customizations. I'm still heavily involved in the business, but I balanced my time. I reached that point where I work less. I come to work at 12. I leave at 4. Okay? I work. We have a lot of devices, but I'm smart on what to work on, what not to work on, what to spend time on, what not to spend time on. And every business owner should be the same if they want to continue in that business. You need to be open to a change. Changing screens on iPhones are not working for me. They're not making me money. They're giving me headaches. I need to change. I need to pick a different route in that same business. A different route. Instead of fixing screens, let me learn how to fix motherboards. Let me go into the motherboard repair thing. Let me go into data recovery. There are a lot of options in that very same field. Nothing worse than changing screens on phones. Honestly, there's nothing worse than having a shop where you change screens on phones. Okay, 101 issues with changing screens. You have a shop like that in every corner. That's for one. And the other thing is, you got a customer, I want to replace the screen. You do not have an original screen. You put in a Chinese screen. Even if you have an original screen and you put an original screen for him, it's a refurbished screen. If that customer has an issue, he dropped the phone and that screen broke, he blames it on you. You gave me a cheap screen. That customer, after 6 months, he has glitches on his screen, he comes back to you. Everything falls back on you because you are the one who replaced the screen on his phone. Something goes wrong with his phone, it stops powering on, it's on you. 101 issues. That's how you work hard and not smart. At the end of the day, what are you gonna make? How many screens are you gonna change? How much money are you gonna make? That's working hard and not working smart. We've been in this warehouse for 2 years now. Before we moved here, we were at a major intersection on Reseda and Devonshire. Major intersection, a lot of traffic, a lot of walk-ins, a lot of cars going by. It was a gas station. We moved because we outgrew the space. We do a lot of e-commerce, we do training, we do repairs, a lot of things. Okay, we have 9 offices in the warehouse here. So I was looking at who took our shop on Reseda and Devonshire. A person who fixes cell phones. You know, it's a good thing for him because we built our business over there. So some people may still go there thinking that it's us. He opened a cell phone shop where he replaces screens and stuff like that. I wish him the best. And we had 2 shops. And the other shop, who took the other shop? A soccer shop. A shop that sells soccer stuff. Shorts, socks, shoes, soccer stuff. And I was thinking to myself, soccer? People in the US do not play soccer, okay? Soccer is not a major sport in the US. That's for one. He's targeting people in Northridge. How many people in Northridge play soccer? Let's say you have 1,000 people in Northridge that play soccer. How many people are going to go and buy from him when you have Amazon, you have department stores, you have major retailers that sell Adidas, Nikes, and all the brand names for cheap? You know, they have huge sales on those stuff. How are you going to compete with them? And if people did go and buy stuff from you, how many shorts are you going to sell per day? How many socks are you going to sell per day? How much profit are you going to make from selling those shorts and socks or whatever the case may be? You have the store rent, you have electricity, you have internet, you have business license, you have 101 different type of expenses to keep that store running. What were you thinking? What were you thinking to open up a soccer shop? I was filling gas in that gas station because the shops are in the gas station. I finished filling the gas and I sat in the car. And I was praying for a customer to go in. I really want to feel good about somebody going in because I was feeling bad for that owner. He made a bad decision. Not everybody is programmed with a business mind. Before you go into business, you have to look ahead, far. Do not look at your hand. You need to look far. Where am I going? Am I going to be working hard and not smart? Smart and not hard? What are my goals? How am I going to make money? I mean, we are not born with that formula. We learn as we go on. We learn as we go on. Some people are born, their mind is made in a way where they think better than others. We do not all think the same. If everybody is a business person, then who's going to work? We're all business owners. Where are the workers? We are created like this. Some people are smarter than others. You have one person where if you give him 10 numbers and tell him to repeat those numbers, he can. A normal human being can repeat 5 numbers or 6 numbers. Can you repeat 232, 21, 36, 2447, 9, 6, 8, 4? You cannot. Some people can. Their brain is formulated in a different way. So, I don't know. I think I spoke too much. I do not want to get carried away. I think I presented my points. Let me know what you think. Leave it down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll do something else in the next video.